Hello everybody, Captain Marty here. It is Friday, August the 14th, and we are in the final day of the Pirates Cove Billfish tournament. Been over there all week, having a great time, seeing a lot of people. But it's anybody's game today on how that tournament will end up. I will tell you a little bit more about that in just a second, and some other things on the fishing front when I come back, so don't go anywhere.
At Fishing Unlimited on the Nags Head Manio Causeway, not only can you get stocked up with all the bait, tackle, and amenities necessary to fish, but you can also be your own captain. That's right. At Fishing Unlimited, you can rent one of their spacious pontoon boats to go fishing, crabbing, dolphin watching, or just to cruise the Roanoke Sound. It's family fun at its finest. Half-day and full-day rentals are available. Be your own captain at Fishing Unlimited on the Nags Head Manio Causeway. Ready to ride in style? At KDH Outer Banks Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram at milepost 5.5 on the bypass in Kill Devil Hills, we're more than just a dealership. We're the island dealer that deals. Check out jaw-dropping deals on new and pre-owned Jeep, Ram, Dodge, and Chrysler models. The island dealer that deals has the wheels you need and the deals you'll love. Check out our inventory at Outer Banks Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.com. KDH Outer Banks Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram at milepost 5.5 on the bypass in Kill Devil Hills. We're the island dealer that deals.
So in the tournament, we had a lot of things going on yesterday. We did have 74 boats fishing out of the 94 that are in the tournament. That leaves about 46 of them approximately that will be out today fishing as they wind up. The boats fished 3 out of 4 days. And the standings are the dock fees. They climbed to the top of the board with 1,600 points. And they're done. They fished their 3 days. They are done. Drifter, second place at 1,500 points. They fished their 3 days and are also done. And then the Tar Heel came up through the pack yesterday on the strength of a super grand slam. He had 2 blue marlin, and he had 7 sailfish and 1 white marlin, and that gave them a total of 1,400 points. So you heard that, 16, 1,500, 1,400. But the Tar Heel still has a day to fish. So, and there's some other boats that are right there, not too far behind. So we'll have to see. It'll be a long day for the guys on the dock fees and the Drifter as they wait to see if any of these remaining boats, part of that group of 46 that have another day to fish, move up and take over some of the money positions. The Tar Heel did win the $98,000 daily prize yesterday. So that was all well and good. The rest of the offshore fleet, Hatteras and Oregon Inlet, had some good blackfin tuna fishing. They had some mahi in the catches, and they had some wahoo. That's the same old thing we've been talking about for a while. That's what we get this time of year. It's just a consistent bite. You scrap around and you come up with what you can. You don't get a lot of big dolphin. This is the smaller baler sized dolphin or mahi time of year. But you do get some big wahoos, and there was a 77-pound tuna weighed yesterday, and there's been some bigger than that down on the southern end with some of the regular charter fleet fishing. They had a couple that went over 100 pounds, so that was really good. As far as surf and pier fishing, nothing to write home about. It's a little bit of a summer pick, and that's all well and good. Sea mullet, spots, and croakers on the bottom rigs along the beach or on the piers. But you don't need to get out on the very end of the pier. You know, a little bit closer to the shore break is going to be where you're going to catch those bottom fish. Fresh bait's best, sand fleas, shrimp, things of that nature. And then, of course, the synthetic baits do really well, too, because they stay on the hook well, and you can get 2 or 3 bites, or you might only get 1 bite on a piece of shrimp. There have been a few bluefish and Spanish mackerel, but all of that fishing is much slower than it was 10 days ago. It's gradually slowed down a little bit. That's not unusual for this time of year, and it's absolutely critical if you're going to fish on the surf on the pier to get out there at daybreak or fish at dusk to have the best chances to get a bite. So we'll take a little break here, and I'll come back and I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on in the backcountry.
Stock up and cast out with Soundside Sporting Goods in Columbia, your one-stop fishing headquarters right off of Highway 64. From fresh mullet and fresh bait to brands like Fish Bites, Strike King, Gulp, Zoom, Miralure, and Bass Lures galore, they've got the gear to keep the lines tight and the coolers full. Need new fishing line? They'll re-spool your reels and get you back on the water fast. With rods, reels, waders, buoy boots, and a full-service tackle shop ready to roll, this is the spot anglers trust before the next big bite. Visit them online at SoundsideSportingGoods.com. Soundside Sporting Goods. I mean, why go anywhere else?
Backcountry fishing has been good on the big drum, and that's really about the only game in town. And for the most part, just like the report we just did on the surf and piers, there's a few small bottom fish if you wanted to do that. There's been a few speckled trout, but it's all mostly this time of year about the big drum, shoal fishing at night back in the sound. The fish are moving around a little bit. We've had them for a few days there. We had them back at Oregon Inlet, but mostly they're still south of Wanchee, south of Roanoke Island, and then over on the Western Sound, we're still seeing the guys out of Swan Quarter, Bellhaven, and Englehard that are going out there and fishing at night, and they're catching some of those 44, 45-inch drums, so that's good. And other than that, I haven't heard much else. Talked to Captain Ben on the Miss Oregon Inlet. They're doing okay. They're catching some small bottom fish, and every once in a while they're running a trip out into the ocean and fishing that way. Miss Oregon Inlet is like a floating fishing pier. That's the way I describe it. Great way to take kids fishing. They offer a couple of half-day trips a day. Really nice crew, really nice boat. And they even offer an evening cruise that's both sightseeing, sunset watching, and fishing. So you might want to check that out. That's the Miss Oregon Inlet with Captain Ben Brown. That's about it for my report for you. We will be out at Pirates Cove for the last evening this evening. Justin Bateman and I will be there from about 4:30. Well, I'll be there all day and half the night, but we'll be outside from 4:30 to 6 or 6:30. The pavilion is right there on the north side of the marina, and the Pirates Cove Marina itself is on the Manio Nags Head Causeway. Open to the public. You can come walk around, look at the boats. If they weigh any meat fish, you might see that. If somebody brings in a big marlin, you might see that as well. So come on out and say hi, and have a great day while you're out fishing or sightseeing or whatever it is you're doing. Let the good Lord bless you richly.